This is how I start most of my upper body days. A little bit of spine / abdominal work. This is probably one of my favourite exercises for the obliques, and just strengthening the lower back and spine completely. Trying to get nice and low to the floor, because you get a nice good lateral flex on the spine. This is one of the best exercises for that. We aim for 8 reps. We try and get our hips all the way to the floor. Obviously, the higher up these boxes are, where my arm is, the harder it's going to be to get that low. You need to really be able to bend your spine. A lot of people struggle with this, so if it's hard, you start in a nice lower box. So we do like 3 sets of 8 of this. Yeah, so that exercise is for lateral flexion of the spine. So I like to do 3 ways like to train my abs. It's rotation, lateral flexion, and then regular flexion. So this is called the Garhammer way to do, and this one's more for regular flexion. Straight or slightly bent. The whole point of this exercise is just to work the flexion, work controlling the abs on the way down. Not do 5 reps of these. I think doing some ab work is the most underrated way to improve your overall back health. A lot of people struggle with back pain, and I think one of the main reasons is because they don't actually move their spine, they don't move their body, especially if you're stuck at a desk all day working. You're in that kind of position where you're not moving your spine, and you go home from work, you end up sitting at TV not doing anything, or you come to the gym and you end up just doing machines, stuff that's not actually moving your body properly. Obviously it's still good to come to the gym, but even just, this is like a warm up for me. It gets me nice and warmed up, whole body warm, plus I manage to move my spine, and I'm working on abs, which a lot of people don't do because they normally leave it till the end of a session. And if they do the abs, they end up just doing random isometric stuff like planks or random circuits where you're not actually moving the spine properly. You're not actually improving your core work. Like with this, with core work, you want to, like ab work, you want to be able to progressively overload it. And with this 2 exercises, you can, and they're way more difficult, and you're actually moving your spine in different ways, which have a nice healthy back, something you want to start doing. Yeah, we're going to do 2 more sets of that. Then we're going to go into our little calisthenic stuff. We're going to do some handstand stuff, and then we're going to talk about the difference between in-season and off-season training is, my thoughts on that. Shock, we're back doing bench press. Another bench sesh. Been doing 2 a week for the last 4 weeks, trying to really improve it. Over the next few weeks, we're going to start taking out 1 day of normal bench press and do something different. We're going to try the Larsen press, because a lot of the time when I'm doing bench press and going for like my heaviest weight, obviously with bench press you can kind of use your legs quite a lot when they're on the floor. You kind of squeeze your bum a lot, and you end up not just using your chest, you kind of use your whole body as well, a little bit anyway. So with the Larsen press, obviously just take out, because your legs are straight, don't really have them pushing force on the floor. So really it is just like a chest kind of press exercise. So we're going to add that in next week, see if we can use my chest more when I'm doing bench press, especially when I'm going for like 1 rep maxes. I mean, it's okay, like I don't care that much that I have to use my body, like arch my back and use my body as well, like my bum and legs, because I think that, like, it doesn't really matter, but it'd be nice to get a little bit stronger in the chest, because I think that will make my 1 rep max strength better for the bench press, and that's why I'm going to add in the Larsen press. See how it goes. We'll do it for like 4 weeks, see if it improves my bench press. We're always going to be benching once a week, I think. It's not something I want to, because like even if you take a few weeks off the bench press, I feel like you end up losing strength quite quickly, or I do anyway. So I want to make sure my bench doesn't go down as low as it's gone before. We're in a really good position with it, so we want to keep up that strength. So doing it at least once a week and then doing something different on the chest is ideal. I think that'll help it a lot. But right now we're still doing 2 a week. Last week of this, so we're going to go for a 1 rep max. We're going to aim for 120. My best so far is 117, 117.5 kilo. We tried 120 2 weeks in a row now and failed it, so we'll see again how it goes. We're on our warm-up sets right now, so we always do show you my warm-up sets, how I like to warm up for bench press, how I like to warm up for all my main lifts, to be honest. I always do 1 set with the bar, and yeah, just to get a nice feel for it and get into it, get the muscles that we're going to use moving. Yeah, so this is how I warm up for bench. for back squats, trap bar deadlift, the three like kind of main lifts. When I'm doing single leg ones, I don't need to warm up as much. Normally just take one set with the bar. Like if I'm doing Zercher Bulgarians or something more single leg, don't warm up as much. As I said, one set with the bar, let's say if I'm doing Zercher Bulgarians, one more set, like that is 60% my 1 rep max, 65% 1 rep max for like 3 to 5 reps, and then just go straight into my working sets. But with bilateral movements like squats, bench press and trap bar, I normally do like 3 or 4 warm-up sets. So I'll do one with a bar, and one with like, this is like 60% my 1 rep max, 50% my 1 rep max, do like 8 of that, and I go on to like a higher weight, like 70% my 1 rep max, 70% my 1 rep max, something like that, and do 5 reps of that weight. And then normally after that, I know how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling good, I'll know if it's moving easy, I'll be like, okay, I feel good. I can go for my 1 rep max, or I can, this could be a good day. Or if that feels like it's really tough and struggling, I'll know I'm not going to feel that good today. Maybe go a little bit less and try and get more reps at a lighter weight. And then I do that, the 5 reps, then I go into like almost like 80%, 85% of my 1 rep max, and do 2 reps, and then I go for either a 1 rep max or my working sets. This last few weeks I've always been doing like 1 rep. It's not like my 1 rep max, but I always do 1 rep, a single, at like a decent weight, like over 90% of my 1 rep max at least, just so I'm getting used to doing singles, because that's how you get stronger. You need to be doing singles, you need to be doing higher percentage of your 1 rep maxes to be getting stronger. So that's what I've been doing a lot of recently, and I've noticed massive gains. Like I'd never done 117.5 kilo in my back squat and my bench press before, and same with back squat, I've improved up to 150. Could probably do a little bit more. I felt quite good on Monday. So I mean, doing singles helps. It works really well, and then the stronger you get, the easier it's going to be at lower weights. So it's definitely helped hitting singles more often. Feel more comfortable doing singles now, because I think it is quite a daunting thing doing singles, especially at a heavy weight, because you could fail and it could be an issue. That's why it's better to do it lighter to start with, at like 90% of your 1 rep max, get like a single in, and then do more of that at least once in a session. Like one single, it's not that fatiguing either, it's not going to tire you out too much, so you can still do your back off sets, but you're getting more used to singles and you've got more opportunity to improve your maximal strength. So that's what I've been liking to do. Okay, so now we're at 80 kilo. We're going to aim for 5 reps of this. Should be comfortable, shouldn't be too hard. Then we're going to go to 100 kilo, do 2 reps, and then we will go for a 120 and see if we can get it. As I said, I've failed it 3 times in a row, but no, 2 times in a row. But today could be the day. It's the main reason I've been doing bench twice a week. So I want to. It's been one of the main exercises I want to improve, especially for upper body. Like it's probably the best pushing exercise you can do. Like 100%, like that or military press. But yeah, for getting like just pure upper body strength, I think bench press is probably the best exercise you can do. Okay, that 80 felt really comfortable. I think today's the day. I think we're going to manage it. Felt the most comfortable I've been for a while. So we'll do it to 100, 2 reps, and then we'll see and just go for it. Okay, that felt a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be at 100 for 2 reps. Didn't move as quickly, as easily as I thought it was, but we'll see. We'll do 1 set of this. If we don't make it, we'll go back down to maybe do 115, try and get 1 rep at that, and then we will go back down to our back off sets at 100. We've managed to get 3 sets of 5 at 100 before, and we'll maybe try and get two sets of 5 or 3 sets of 5. We'll see how we're feeling. Normally I only do like 3 or 4 working sets max. Any kind of exercise. I don't really do more. Normally I don't do more than 3 sets, but for bench press sometimes, because I feel like I can do a little bit more volume on it, or upper body exercise in general, I'll sometimes do 4 sets, like the 1 single and then 3 back off sets. But when I'm doing squats and that, I normally just do 1 like heavy single, or it's not even just a single, it can be like 2 rep max, like close to a 2 rep, like something in that category of like 1 to 3 reps, I think is something you should do with every exercise. And I think even you can do it every week. Like I've been doing it every week and I've been feeling fine, not really had any injuries or pain from it. It's really fun just coming in, going for a 1 rep max or going for something that's, you know, close to a 1 rep max and trying to get stronger. It's way more fun than just coming in and doing, like, if you do percentage kind of workouts, do like 3 sets of 5 at 70% of your max. Like, who cares? Like why would I want to come in and do that? It's not enjoyable. It's not going to make me want to train. It means I'm just coming in. It's quite boring. And I don't even know if it gets you stronger. Like, I think you need to be hitting those singles or hitting higher up rep maxes to actually get stronger. Because if you can get stronger, maximal strength, better, you're going to get like that lighter weight is going to feel easier anyway because you're stronger. Like if someone can bench press 150, 100 kilo to them is going to be nothing. But if you can only bench 110, 100 kilos like almost you're on your max. So I think just getting your overall max strength stronger will help you get stronger in your lighter weights. So that's why I think it's important to actually work on your maximal strength and actually hit singles or close to singles in most sessions, because that's how you get stronger realistically. And then it's also like people are like, oh, I just want to build muscle hypertrophy. It's like, well, if you get stronger, you're going to still be able to like work on hypertrophy. Like you do like 1 set for 1 rep and then you can go back down and do 3 sets of 8. Like you're still hitting your hypertrophy, but you're also getting a little bit stronger doing singles and like working on that max strength. Like you don't have to separate them too much. Like strength and hypertrophy work kind of go hand in hand. It's not that difficult to work. Like as I said, you just do a couple, maybe 1 or 2 sets, singles or 2 reps, and then go back and do your back off sets for like 8 reps or whatever for that hypertrophy stimulus. It doesn't really matter. And anyway, hypertrophy is kind of more about eating than anything. Like I don't really do much hypertrophy work, but I still feel like I'm in pretty good shape and pretty muscly. So yeah, let's go for it. Quick tip too, if you're going to do a single on your own, you're going to go for 1 rep max. Don't put the clips on, especially for bench press, because you don't want to get stuck there, have clips on and not be able to get it off you. If you have the clips off, you can just roll the bar off. I'll probably show you here when I fail this rep. But yeah, let's do it. Yes, finally, fucking hell. That took me ages to get. Probably the slowest rep I've ever done, but finally hit 120. Shows that hitting bench, hitting singles twice a week has actually been working, and I've managed it, so we'll take that. We're going to do some back off sets now. I got a question in my Q&A last Friday on Instagram. How different would in-season training be compared to off-season training? To be honest, I don't think there needs to be that much of a difference between in-season and off-season training, because in-season and in the off-season or pre-season, you still want to improve your sprint speed, you still want to get stronger, you still want to jump higher. The way I look at it, no matter what stage of the season you're in, you still should have sprint training in your program, lifting heavy weights in your program, plyometrics, jump training, a little bit hypertrophy work. The only difference I would really make is maybe take down the volume in the in-season, you can maybe do more volume in the off-season. And maybe in the off-season you do more sprint kind of training because you don't have that team training, so you don't have you're not doing as much accelerations, you're not doing as much cardio, you're not doing as much change of direction work. So you probably need to put that into your off-season training. And a way to do that would be doing more sprint training, more change of direction work like in a sprint session, and a little bit more cardio, like probably zone 2 cardio, maybe doing like 1 zone 2 cardio day, 1 more high intense kind of cardio day, anaerobic kind of work. Maybe doing that like once or twice a week, a little bit cardio, and doing like 1 or 2 speed kind of sessions too. If you're in the off season, you're not going to be getting enough speed stimulus, you're not going to be getting enough accelerations, so you need to supplement that somehow. And the best way to do that is by doing specific sprint kind of work. So yeah, in the off season, I'd probably just do more sprint work. Still, I wouldn't change much with the weight training, to be honest. Keep the strength training the exact same. 2 to 3 working sets. I think you're better off doing 1 to 3 hard sets rather than like 5 okay-ish, like only 2 sets that are good and the other 3 sets are crap. Like, I think you're better doing 2 to 3 hard sets. Even in the off season, if you want to build strength, I would still keep your strength training kind of lower and use your time to work on more sprint kind of training. Do maybe more jump kind of sessions and do a little bit more cardio, because that's what you're missing from the football season. So the way I normally do it is 4 sessions, 2 upper, 2 lower. I would do that in season and in the off season. And I would do for strength training, it would just be two or 3 sets for the main lift. Accessories, 1 to 2 sets for the accessories, working on the groins, calves, hamstrings, quads, any kind of muscle, hips, any kind of muscles that normally get injured during your sport. Work on them till failure for 1 to 2 sets, and then fill in the rest with jumps, plyometrics, and sprints. Because realistically, 1 to 3 sets to like pretty good hard sets in your main lift is all you need to get stronger. Doing any more than that, I feel like just takes up more time, takes more energy away from the other things you want to do. Because you're not just a strength athlete if you play a sport, you need to be good at everything. You need to be athletic as hell, you need to be able to sprint, you need to be able to jump, you need to be able to do plyometrics. I think a lot of people think in season you can't make much progress, you need to do less strength work, you need to do less jumps, less sprints, because it's all about the game day, which is true, but a lot of people end up getting weaker, getting more injury prone, and feel worse during the season when, realistically, if you keep up your strength work, keep doing it at the same intensity you were doing in the off season, you're more likely to get less injuries, you're going to get stronger. A lot of people think you shouldn't push to get stronger in the in-season, you should only do that in the off-season. But because the off-season is such a small period of time, like 6 weeks maybe, you're not going to get much strength during 6 weeks unless you're absolutely killing yourself. And you don't want to do that, because then you're going to hurt yourself. Like, if you're killing yourself the last 6 weeks, then you go straight into pre-season. It's going to be difficult. Like, you want to kind of like be good the whole year round. Obviously, take time off when you need to, but you want to be like fit the whole year round. That's the way I look at it. I don't want to ever get my fitness too low, because if people take too much of a break in the off season, then you've got to like push it in the pre-season or something. You end up, that's when you're going to open up to injuries. That's when you're going to be really unfit, and as I said, you're going to get more injuries. You want to be ready to go throughout the whole year. That's the way I view it anyway. I don't want to really get my fitness that low where I'm struggling at any point. I don't want to come into pre-season being really unfit. You want to be fit the whole year round. And the way to do that is to keep training the same the whole year round, and then the only difference is in the off-season, as I said, maybe adding a little bit more sprints and conditioning work to supplement the team training in the games you're not going to get. Then in season, keep the strength in, keep the jumps, keep the plyos in, maybe do less sprint work, because you're going to get that during the team training, maybe like 1 sprint session a week compared to 2 during the off season. And you probably don't need to do any cardio during the in season, because you're getting that from your team training and your matches. So yeah, I wouldn't change too much, just maybe add a little bit cardio, a little bit of sprints into the off season. In season, maybe take out 1 sprint session and take out all your cardio, and then just focus on your strength, jumps, plyometrics, lifting heavy, and working on those injury prone areas. There's no need to complicate it. You got to keep working hard all year round, and you'll feel better for it. Okay, we're going to do some back-up sets. Aiming for 5 reps here. See how it goes. As easy as 100's felt. Take that 6 reps. Going in for 1 more set of 6 reps. If we get that, we might go for a 3rd set, but we'll see. We're going to do next set. Aim for another 6 reps. We're going to do 1 more set, because that felt good. Definitely shows that working on your max strength, getting your max strength stronger, is going to help your lower reps, because lower weights, because I've never done 2 sets of 6 at 100. And now that I'm actually stronger, I can do 120. I'm managing it pretty comfortably. So this is a good advocate for doing more singles, doing more maximal strength work. It seems to work. So yeah, I would do it more. If I was you, if you want to get stronger, definitely hit more singles in your training. Okay, last set. Let's go for another 6 here. I would take less than that, to be honest, but let's see if we can get it. Come on. Oh, fuck. Oh, that last set was brutal. Just didn't get it. But yeah, that's how you do it. If you're training on your own and you're going to go to failure, don't put the clips on, let the weights just fall off instead of getting the bar stuck under you. Just couldn't push that anymore, just couldn't get past it. But chest feeling strong, feeling pumped. Okay, we're on the pull-ups now. We're always doing weighted ones at the moment. We've been really trying to improve these. So we're doing 40 kilo, see how we get on with these. We've managed our best, 1 rep max, 45 kilo. We're going to aim for 2 reps at this, but we'll see how we get on, how we take one, to be honest. Whew. That was difficult. We're going to try again, 40 kilo, see if we can get another couple of reps in, 3 sets of this. I think it's important with pull-ups, like a lot of people don't go heavy, they end up struggling to progress on them, because once you can do like 10 reps full, once you can do 10 pull-ups in a row, it's really difficult to do more than that in a row, especially for sets. Like normally after one set of like 10, quite fatigued, especially if you go to failure in pull-ups, you're going to really fatigue yourself, and then for the next set, you can't really, I mean, I don't know if it's from me, just me, or I know from most of my clients as well, when we do this, like if we go to failure in one set of pull-ups, the next set is like, it sucks, like you end up nowhere near, if 10 is like your best you can do, you do 10 reps, the next set I normally only get like 5 or 6. So I think it's a waste of time sometimes going to failure in the first set. Unless you're only going to do one set, then yeah, it's great, but if you want to actually progress in pull-ups, I think you need to start adding weight. Once you can do 10 reps of pull-ups, you're better doing like less reps and adding on weight. Or you can do different kind of variations of pull-ups, but I think doing weighted pull-ups is a great way to, because again, as I said, just like bench press and just like squats, if you improve your 1 rep max strength, all those lighter weights are going to feel a little bit easier. But even though I can squat pull-up with 40 kilo, bodyweight pull-ups still kill me, especially like I still can't do that much of them, but I think eventually like, pull-ups get boring, especially when you stop seeing progress. You only end up doing 10 reps, you can't really do more than that. Kind of gets boring and pointless, so I think you're better off doing weighted ones or different kind of variations, and that's why I like doing these weighted ones now. Okay, we're gonna go for another set. Take 2 reps again. First rep felt easier, but the second one was difficult. We're going to do 1 more set of these, and then we're going to move on to hypertrophy work. Okay, we're on to our hypertrophy part of the session, or try to get huge part of the session. So we're going to do deep range press ups and some dumbbell single arm preacher curls. Get a nice massive chest and triceps with this, and then go for biceps with the preacher curls. Obviously, these are difficult. So you get a nice good range of motion here, nice and low, and come up, aiming for 12 reps. Normally just go to failure, but aim for between 12 to 15 reps with these. It didn't feel too bad. Those press ups, managed 15 quite comfortably. Chest is feeling pretty good at the moment. Must be on the bench I'm doing. Ooh. reps. Always aim for like our more hypertrophy part of the session, or session where we're trying to build big muscles. Go for higher reps. Normally aim for like 12 to 15 reps. Sometimes go over 20. If I'm going for a max set and it feels easy, we'll go for 20. But I think it's good to do different kind of rep ranges. The way I like to do it, as I said, is do more for my max strength work, like a bench press, pull-ups, one-arm rows, all this kind of stuff. I am a big fan of doing more max strength kind of work for them. So like between no more than really 6 reps. I mean, honest, I don't normally do it anyway. Sometimes I maybe will, just to try it out, do something different, but for those main lifts, I normally stick below 6 reps because I feel like you can do the volume hypertrophy kind of work with this kind of stuff, like the accessory work. Like I'm getting good volume on my chest here, doing the deep range press ups, or doing dips like to failure. I think you're getting good volume, good muscle building on the chest, hypertrophy on the chest, like same kind of muscles you work with the bench press on them kind of exercises. And then with like your back, you can do rows, a little bit higher rep, like machine rows or TRX rows, or like this is for biceps, just doing arm curls, like you can get higher rep kind of stuff there. And then keep my main lifts lower volume and more high intensity. That's the way I like to do it. It seems to work as well. Rather than doing like high rep my max lifts, I don't particularly like doing that because I like to see maximal strength progress doing them, and then do the lighter weights and my accessory kind of work. And it seems to work well, especially upper body, even lower body. Like when I'm doing squats, I keep it between, means I don't really do much more than 5 reps for squats, for trap bar deadlift also, like in one set. And I think that works really well for me. And I think it works for everyone. That's what I do most of my clients do. Leave the heavy lift in for the main lifts, then leave the volume work for the accessory kind of work. It seems to work really well for building strength and hypertrophy at the same time. It's quite simple. That's the way I like to do it, and I think it's the best way to do it. It seems to work. As I said, you get good strength and you get good hypertrophy gains doing it that way. So yeah, we're going to do one more set of this, again to failure, and that's going to be us for the day. So hope you learned something and managed to take some value from today's video. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.